Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. At one point in the conversation, Arjuna says to Krishna, I never tire of hearing your ambrosial words. Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya. Okay. Another round. Krishna. Round and around and around. Hare Krishna. So, read a little bit in between rounds from the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter 1 with translations and commentaries, very authoritative, presented by the pure devotee of Krishna, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. So they're on the battlefield, and Duryodhana is surveying the situation, and he's concluding that he has very powerful forces and he's going to be okay. He's going to win. He's going to defeat his cousins. He's going to kill them all, he's thinking. But Krishna is on the other side. He's on the side of the Pāṇḍavas, the cousins. And Krishna wants them to rule the kingdom, not the Kurus and Duryodhana. So it's becoming clear that Duryodhana and the Kurus, his brothers and his friends, supporting kings, they'll stand a chance. Sa ghoṣo dhārtarāṣṭrāṇāṁ hṛdayāni vyadārayat nabhaś pṛthivīṁ caiva tumulo bhyanunādayan. So that's text 19, chapter 1. Interesting that tumula appears in the Sanskrit, means uproarious. So we also have tumultuous. It's like it comes from that word, tumula. Translation: the blowing of the different conchshells became uproarious, thus both vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra. So before they fight, they're like trumpets, but it's the conch shells, the sounding conch shells. So Duryodhana and his crew, they sounded conch shells, and it was very, very powerful. But then the Pāṇḍavas, Krishna first sounding the conch shell, and then all the others, there was no comparison. So it shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra when they heard this other sound. Prabhupada's commentary: when Bhīṣma and the others on the side of Duryodhana blew their respective conch shells, there was no heartbreaking on the part of the Pāṇḍavas. Such occurrences are not mentioned, but in this particular verse, it is mentioned that the hearts of the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra were shattered by the sounds vibrated by Pāṇḍavas' party. This is due to the Pāṇḍavas and their confidence in Lord Kṛṣṇa. One who takes shelter of the Supreme Lord has nothing to fear. even in the midst of the greatest calamity. Text 20. Atavyavasitan drishpa dhārtarāṣṭrāṇāṁ kapidvacha pravite shastra sampate dhanur udyamya Pāṇḍavas rishikesham tadavakyam idam aha mahipate. O king, at that time Arjuna, the son of Pandu, who was seated in his chariot, his flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows, looking at the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra. O king, Arjuna then spoke to Kṛṣṇa these words. Prabhupada's commentary. The battle was just about to begin. It is understood from the above statement that the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra were more or less disheartened by the unexpected arrangement of military force by the Pāṇḍavas, who were guided by the direct instructions of Lord Kṛṣṇa on the battlefield. The emblem of Hanuman on the flag of Arjuna is another sign of victory because Hanuman cooperated with Lord Ram in the battle between Ram and Ravana, and Lord Ram emerged victorious. Now both Kṛṣṇa is Ram himself. Now both Ram and Hanuman were present on the chariot of Arjuna to help him. Lord Kṛṣṇa is Ram himself, and wherever Lord Ram is, his eternal servitor Hanuman and his eternal consort Sita, the goddess of fortune, are present. Therefore, Arjuna had no cause to fear any enemies whatsoever. And above all, the Lord of the senses, Lord Kṛṣṇa, was personally present to give him direction. Thus, all good counsel was available to Arjuna in the matter of executing the battle. In such auspicious conditions arranged by the Lord for his eternal devotee lay the signs of assured victory. Arjuna uvacha Senayor ubayor madhye ratam stapaya me chucha yavaditan rishike e niriksheham yodhu kaman avastitan kair maya saha yodavan asmin rana samud yame. Arjuna said, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see who is present here, who is desirous of fighting, and with whom I must contend in this great battle attempt. Prabhupada's commentary. Although Lord Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, out of his causeless mercy, he was engaged in the service of his friend. He never fails in his affection for his devotees, and thus he is addressed herein as infallible. As charioteer, he had to carry out the orders of Arjuna, and since he did not hesitate to do so, he is addressed as infallible. Although he had accepted the position of a charioteer for his devotee, his supreme position was not changed. In all circumstances, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Rishikesh, the Lord of the total senses. The relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transcendental. The servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord, and similarly, the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to the devotee. He takes great pleasure in his devotees assuming the advantageous position of ordering him. More pleasure for him than he does in being the giver of orders. As master, everyone is under his orders. No one is above him to order him. But when he finds that a pure devotee is ordering him, he obtains transcendental pleasure although he is the infallible master of all circumstances. As a pure devotee of the Lord, Arjuna had no desire to fight with his cousins and brothers. But he was forced to come onto the battlefield by the obstinacy of Duryodhana, who was never agreeable to any peaceful negotiation. Therefore, he was very anxious to see who the leading persons present on the battlefield were, although there was no question of a peacemaking endeavor on the battlefield. He wanted to see them again and to see how much they were bent on demanding an unwanted war. Yochamanam aveksheham ya etetra samagata dhārtarāṣṭra durbudher yudhe priya chikirshava. Let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the evil-minded son of Dhṛtarāṣṭra. Prabhupada's commentary. It was an open secret that Duryodhana wanted to usurp the kingdom of the Pāṇḍavas by evil plans, in collaboration with his father Dhṛtarāṣṭra. Therefore, all persons who had joined the side of Duryodhana must have been birds of the same feather. Arjuna wanted to see them in the battlefield before the fight was begun, just to learn who they were, but he had no intention of proposing peace negotiations with them. It was also a fact that he wanted to see them to make an estimate of the strength which he had to face, although he was quite confident of victory because Kṛṣṇa was sitting by his side. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,